Okay, today's video, I want to talk to you about my top 5 creative real estate strategies. My top 5 creative real estate strategies. But before I get into those top 5, I want you to, of course, hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube page. We are quickly approaching 10,000 subscribers. And I'm super excited because a lot of the information that I share, particularly on this YouTube page, is information that I use inside of my Millionaire Mentorship program, where we show our clients, our mentees, and students how to engineer $1 million enterprises. So if you have dreams and desires, aspirations and ambitions to become financially free, to be a millionaire, to engineer $1 million enterprise, it's going to require you to learn principles and concepts like holding companies, creative tax strategies, financial literacy principles, and of course, creative real estate strategies. So don't forget, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to my YouTube page, follow me on all other platforms. Let's get into my top 5 creative real estate strategies. Now, when I say creative real estate strategies, another word or term for that can be creative real estate investing. So you have the world of real estate, then you have the world of real estate investing, and then you got this niche world over here of creative real estate investing, where you will find these sophisticated strategies. I'm telling you right now, all you got to do is Google or go to YouTube, type in creative real estate strategies or investing, and there's going to be tens of thousands of videos that come up from some extraordinary people who are sharing principles and concepts regarding creative real estate investing and strategies. I've learned a lot from YouTube. I've learned a lot from people that I have personal relationships with. So I'm not here to say that what I share with you, particularly concerning creative real estate strategies, is like the end all be all. It's just unrealistic for anybody to think that, because we all, as real estate investors, have our own opinions, we have our own practices, but most of these opinions and practices derive from principles and concepts that we have learned from someone else, whether it was in person, from a relationship, being a part of a network or group, or perhaps browsing the internet and finding it on platforms like YouTube. So I'm not saying I'm the authority. And the truth is this: no matter what the strategies are that you use, particularly in creative real estate investing, you're going to need to be in a community. You're going to have people to help you along the way. All right, enough of this jibber jabber. Let me get into my top 5 creative real estate strategies. Number 1 is wholesaling. All right. If you don't know what wholesaling is, you're going to have to learn what wholesaling is. But wholesaling is not what a real estate agent does, although there are many laws that are starting to surface, and there are a lot of restrictions that are surfacing regarding wholesaling, because you got a lot of scumbags, people who are doing, slimy and shady things, and it messes up the industry for a lot of amazing people. But wholesaling is basically a creative way to get into real estate where you're able to find deals, form deals, and you can find people who want to buy those deals, and you can get an assignment fee in between. Another way of saying it, you're the middleman. You're connecting the sellers to the buyers, and you're going to get your cut from the middle. All right. Now, there are so many different ways that you can structure that type of creative real estate strategy, but just know wholesaling is a thing. It's a big thing, and there are a lot of people making a lot of money doing it. Number 2, lease options. This is a creative real estate strategy. The truth is, if you're not able to wholesale a property, if you're not able to literally purchase the property as a real estate investor, doing a lease option could be a gateway to get you in to the real estate game. So the lease option is really 2 different forms. Okay, you have one form, which is the lease, and then you have the other form, which is an option. So you will lease a property. That means you're going to have the ability to either live in it, if you're leasing it to live in it, or sublease it to someone who wants to live in it. And then you're going to have an option to buy it at a later time. Again, these are sophisticated strategies or should I say creative real estate strategies that investors like myself regularly use in order to get into some extraordinary deals. Number 3, private money lending. Now, some people might not look at private money lending as a creative real estate strategy, but if you're not ready to partner, or if someone's not ready to partner, or if you or someone is not ready to JV, joint venture on a deal, then it can be an easier way for someone to get their feet wet into real estate investing. Now, they're not necessarily the investor on the front line doing the actual deal, or whether it's you or someone else, but private money lending is a way to lend money, make money on the money you lend, and you're going to secure the lending of that money by that particular property. Of course, it's going to be secured with a promissory note and a deed of trust, depending on what state you're in. Some of the terminology is different, but private money lending, in my opinion, is the third creative real estate strategy that you can use. Number 4, seller financing. Now, I separated seller financing from number 5, subject to, simply because a lot of the seller financing strategies that you can use as a real estate investor may involve properties that are free and clear. Studies show that 1/3 of the properties that are owned in the United States of America alone, 1/3 of the properties that are owned in the USA are owned free and clear. So that means like 1 out of every 3 or 4 properties that you look to purchase from someone, if in fact you can buy it, it's actually owned by someone free and clear, meaning that there's no mortgage or no loan, or hopefully no financial lien against that property. So that is a more pure form of seller financing. So that's number 4. Number 5 is subject to. This is a very popular creative real estate strategy, especially for people who have been in the creative real estate space for a long time. And subject to is simply you purchasing a property that is subject to an existing mortgage, which differentiates it somewhat from the seller financing. A lot of people look at subject to just as a statement or a clause, or just an attachment to seller financing, which I understand that perspective as well. But we just want to separate it and differentiate it from seller financing as it relates to property being owned free and clear, and subject to as it relates to a property not being owned free and clear, but you're purchasing it subject to the existing mortgage. So again, these are my top 5 creative real estate strategies. If you want to know more about creative real estate investing, we have a Millionaire Mentorship program specifically for investors. And even though I teach a lot of the fundamental principles regarding real estate investing, terms, concepts, creative real estate strategies, I like to make sure that whoever I teach when it comes to creative real estate investing, that they learn the fundamentals of business structures as well. I know a lot of real estate investors who get in the game, they don't have holding companies, they don't have their subsidiaries for real estate investing set up correctly. They don't know how to properly integrate systems and processes. They know nothing about creative tax strategies, but they know a whole lot about this thing called real estate investing, and not necessarily from a creative perspective. So we like to educate our students, our mentees, and our clients on the bigger picture so that you can engineer a successful business and scale it to 7 figures and beyond. So if you want more information, just look in the description, click the link, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. But for today, these are my top five creative real estate strategies. Wholesaling, number 1. Lease options, number 2. Private money lending, number 3. Seller financing, number 4. Subject to investing, number 5. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notifications are on, because for 2024, we are opening the doors and we're giving you access to a whole lot more game.